It's all good. It's all good. Porsha, speaking of going outside the U.S., she went outside the U.S. and, got somebody's husband. Okay? Y'all got to fix my titties. They be falling out. I be having uniboob and stuff going on around here. And I ain't buying, like I said, I got 2 bras left, and I got like 4 months. And when is Black Friday for me to get 2 more bras? And they last the whole year. 2 bras a year. They $200. Shoot, I'm not part of the little titty committee when they get like 4, 5, 6 bras out of Victoria's Secret, 4 for $30. The hell? And I seen them little bras. I'm like, what does this hold up? This is foam. Anyway, Porsha. So Porsha, I told y'all Porsha couldn't afford that house. I told y'all Porsha's salary wasn't making it do what it do. I have friends that have ridden past that house on Paces Ferry, and they say it is unkept, okay? And it's mighty funny, after I got this report back, she puts out a video trying to make light of the situation that you demanded to keep a $12 million house that you could not afford that was on your husband's salary. However he got that salary, it was on his salary, okay? It wasn't on your salary. You weren't even working, so they didn't even consider you, but he did put you on the deed just because you were the wife. And all you said was he could be scamming, he could be scamming. And I'm like, well, why would you want to live in a scammer's house? Why would you want to live off of the scammer's money? Wouldn't they come and take the house back if he was quote unquote scamming? But it's hard to buy a $12 million house scamming. There's a lot of paperwork you got to go through to get this type of house, to even get a bank involved to give you a mortgage on it, okay? And so now she has it on a Real Housewives of Atlanta salary, which is like $2 million a year. She gives her agent about $400,000 to $500,000 of that, okay? Taxes, state and federal taxes in Georgia, half of that. She making like $500,000 a year plus extra gigs that she gets. And if she has a few products, Porsha living paycheck to paycheck. Now I know it's a lot of y'all that are trying to make sense of this, but when she has such an expensive lifestyle, like, this is what happens. And so now I told y'all that Simon wasn't finna help pay these bills. He's actually forcing her to sell the house by allowing his lawyers to lien the house. And so now they're going to force her to sell this house in order to pay him. And then guess what? He gets his equity that he paid for when he bought the house. She'll get a little bit, but she owes lawyers as well. But look at her taking a look at the video, doing things she ain't never did before. I said, Porsha, do. When all the legal fees is tied up, she got to do the landscaping. You know how big that property is? Even Jasmine said watching the show, the baseboards ain't clean because it takes a certain type of maid service to come in there and clean that. You got to get in the crack and crevices of a huge house like that. It's 13,000 square feet. All because she's trying to show out on TV. I would have been downsizing and got my equity out the house. But she let lawyers take the money. Didn't have no plan. No plan at all. Just divorced the man with no plan because she thought that another married man was going to marry her. Said Porsha let her around here trying to clean, looking like she can't even clean her ass properly. And I told you, Simon said today, Simon says, he sent me a text message, okay? Hold on. Send me a little text message around 5 a.m. this morning, okay? And he says, check my story. And so we pulled the story, and the story says, a deed is a legal instrument that transfers ownership or rights in real property, such as land or buildings, from one party to another. It remains subject to any existing liens or encumbrances. If I paid my attorney to resolve matters, but instead I ended up in deeper debt, they're fired. Blind leading the blind. First of all, shout out this, and I'm trying to say this delicately, and I know Simon watches the show. And Simon, I just don't understand why she's struggling like this, because men like you are easy lick. You older? I'm not saying you got ED or anything, but it's not working like it was working in his 20s. So it ain't like she got to hop on it every day. Maybe twice a month at that. This man just likes to work, travel, and have a companion. All Porsha was a companion to a scammer that had everything under control. If he was a scammer. I'm just saying. I don't know. I just know he in the oil right now. He in the oil business in Dubai, so obviously that's legal, okay? But however he gets it, I'm like, and Porsha, like, you couldn't think that far ahead to see that? You had went from the hot dog man that took money from another woman in order to start his hot dog stands and then turned around and ate all his product. Them some good hot dogs. He should have left us some. That's why his belly was looking like that. We're talking about Dennis. But Simon left his wife for you and gave you more than he actually gave the wife. And you just said, I just want to be able to pay something in case some stuff happened because I don't know his situation. It's like, but you got out of this without a plan. Simon was the retirement plan, and he didn't mind being it. Simon know what type of thing he is. He know he got to pay for pussy. Like, let's just keep it a buck. Like, Simon knows Hogels. And he's a businessman around other businessmen. And one thing that they do in order to measure the size of their dick, not their wallets, is they have to have someone who looks like they're impossible to get, even though Atlanta done had Porsha, okay? I'm like, she couldn't stick it out long enough. After Simon, ooh, boy, I would have rolled you into retirement. Boy, I'm telling you. And it wouldn't have been much riding. This man just like to smoke cigars, eat in fancy restaurants, have a companion. That's it. He sleep by 8:30. He in his 60s, he sleep. I don't know why women be trying to go for younger men. Get you somebody with a routine. This is somebody you got to make dentist appointments for and everything. Like, what are you doing? Now you out here cleaning. You cannot clean that house. We saw the first house on Real Housewives of Atlanta. That thing was dirty too. Moving on though.